Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing. Welcome to Beloved Beauty Monthly for April 1. I am recording this before I'm heading out to the beach. Got the computer up and running, the new one. Second guessing my choices, but I'm waiting for some feedback from some techie people. I'm still somewhat limited on some software, webcam kinds of choices, so because I did go from what they call a Mac Mini, which is an M1 operating system, M1 chip, to an M2 Mac Studio, which is a lot better computer, but it still is not an OS system, so I'm bumping into some barriers yet again. So the jury is out on whether or not I'm going to keep this computer, or if I can figure out how to get another webcam. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. I think I need one that's just a better quality that will create, 1080p, I think it is, 1080p videos. So I'm working on that. So that's just an update on that. So I was able to get a video done this morning and getting the Beloved Beauty Monthly recorded. So that will actually post on April the 1st. So I'm super excited about that. It's been a stressful couple of weeks with this computer issue, and somebody responded to me in my on my video, my watercolor video, that they also have a Mac. I don't remember if she said a Mac Mini or what, but the photo booth is a known issue. So maybe they'll get it fixed and I won't have an issue. So anyway, I did not make any notes for my Beloved Beauty Monthly, so this could be very, very interesting. Pardon me. I was outside cleaning my car out, trying to get ready for my trip. I leave in the morning to go to the beach with my two sisters, so very excited about that. I love the coast. It's like my favorite serene place on the planet, and one of my favorite antique shops is down there, and we go to Oregon, to the seaside Oregon coast, and there's a antique shop. There's some antique shops in Seaside, but there's also one in Wheeler that's not very far away, so I always make a trip there, and I usually find treasures there that I don't find anywhere else, excuse me. So yeah, that's what's going on with me on a personal level. So let's talk about what we did in March. So in March we worked kind of ongoing on the Winter Wonder Journal number 2, making ephemera for that journal. I have not put together the signatures. I have not created the cover. My goal is to get that done here during spring break. Our spring break starts on Monday, so that's my goal for the week, is to get that journal done. I'm still working on the Sweet Yvonne journal and just loving that. And even though I'm routinely creating ephemera, I am not in a hurry to get it done. I think I've chosen my signature pages, but I haven't done anything with them, and haven't dreamt about the cover or anything like that. So moving a little bit slow on that, which is fine. Yvonne and I agreed that we would take our time, and that we would work really hard at not being stressed out about the time. So Yvonne, I know you'll be watching, so I hope that you'll just breathe and rest and know that everything happens in its time. And this is just the way that I found that I create. I've just come to this place where I like to work on several different kinds of things at the same time, and that helps me to get a little bit more ephemera done in one video than what I was doing before. So it's working well for me, but it's not for everybody. So blessings to you, Yvonne. Everything will happen when it's supposed to happen, so please relax and take care of your life and all of that stuff. So let's talk about what we did in March. So I'm just going to look at my calendar. This was the calendar for March. Super busy. We did have some changes, as you can see. If it's crossed out or re-penciled in, I moved something for whatever reason. So So obviously we did the Beloved Beauty Monthly on March the 1st, and we did a gatefold accordion pocket tags. We did the flip-flop envelope journal that was using the digitals from Anton over at Bontic Vintage Designs, and that was a 3-parter, so that took up 3 different weeks in terms of 1 video every week to get that project done. But I had a blast with that, and I want to give a shout out. I don't have it in my hands right now, but I want to give a shout out to Judy. She actually sent me a template of how she does a gusseted envelope. So next time I do that, I'll be able to put the gussets on the side and on the bottom to make a little bit more room for that journal to fit in, so that you have a little bit more of a luxury of creating a more normal 1 signature kind of journal. So thank you, Judy. I will be sharing that in a future video in case anybody else doesn't know how to do that. I could not get my mind around it, so I really, really appreciate it. She also made me a Winnie the Pooh envelope journal. So she mimicked what we did in the series, and she made me one but it's Winnie the Pooh themed. Makes me so happy. As you know, I mean, if you guys were in my studio, you'd be like, yeah, this is a Winnie the Pooh fan. So Winnie the Pooh has a special place in my heart. So thank you, Judy, for that. That was such a sweet surprise. And then I had mentioned in a video that I didn't have a whale tail punch, and that that in order to buy one, you have to kind of like, you know, sell your firstborn child to get one. Obviously an exaggeration, but so Sweet Shelly actually purchased me one off of Amazon. It's one of those that looks just like a whale tail tab, which is perfect. And in fact, I think it's right here in this drawer. So you guys are probably familiar with it, but I wasn't. So this is it. Yay! So thank you so much, Shelly. I've already tested it out. It's beautiful. It works like a charm. And I think that's going to be super nice when I just want to do a one-off. I like to use my dies when I'm making a whole bunch of different ones, different sizes for a particular theme. Then I can just do a whole page of them and I'm good. So, but thank you, Shelly, so much for your sweetness. And I do apologize if I've missed anything. It's been a whirlwind of a month. Just for me, it was a hard month. My son-in-law or ex-son-in-law was in the vehicle accident, unfortunately, that he caused. And so it's been an emotional roller coaster. So yeah, anyway, that's all on the personal note. So anyway, that I went off the rabbit trail on that, just to say that we completed the flip-flop envelope journal. That was 3 parts. The one that said flip-flop envelope journal with a twist. And then we also did, we started the start to finish masterboard. I realized, I mean, it's been sitting on my desk, but I just have pushed it off. So we will come back to that, and we will cut that up into tags and journal cards and figure out how we want to do those. Do we want to decorate them? Are we going to stitch around them? So that'll be the next video in that series, which will be coming in early April. I will get back to that, I promise. So the days just fly by. I accomplished a lot of my goals, though, like a lot of them, in terms of what I wanted for the channel, and that was really, really cool. So we also did an episode of Crash Your Trash. That was really fun. And we did grungy stamp tabs. That was inspired by Louisa Heinzel. Oh my goodness. Those were such a blast to make. I'm going to use a lot of the same kinds of ephemera. Like I'm going to use the mixed media birds from Sweet Pea Curiosities, but I'm going to make them a little bit bigger, and they're going to be a page edge cluster, but instead of anything hanging over the side of the page, anything hanging over will be on the interior of the page, which I think is going to be really, really interesting. So I've got some things prepared for that, but just again, time gets away from me, and I can only create so many videos in a week. Even though I would love to be able to create every day, I can't. I could record every day, but I can't keep up with the editing and all the social media and all of that. And then with the computer issues, that was just not happening at all. So we also did, we did triple flip tags. That was a blast. I've made those before, a couple of years ago, I think, maybe not quite that long ago, but a bit ago, and they were super fun. They were originally inspired by Eve over at Scrapbooking with Me, and I made those again. So very, very fun. We also did Mixed Media 101 episode 3, and that was the rice paper. I did did I do a mixed media piece or a journal page? I can't remember, but I did a project using rice paper to show you how transparent rice paper is, and that you can buy it plain and you can print on it yourself. So you can print a digital, or you can print an image that you like, and incorporate that into your journal. So I'm thinking about trying to make some flowers out of the paper, you know, where you would like ruffle them and stuff. But I thought it might be fun to try that with rice paper, because it would be super flexible and I think really easy to work with, but I'm not sure. The wheels are turning. They're just turning slow right now. So we also did, we did the signature envelope with secret hidden journaling spot. Oh my goodness, you guys, that was the one where the envelope flap will be sewn into a signature, but the envelope side is open and it's got one of the hidden journaling spots in it. And that video, you guys, I think the last I looked, that was published on the 18th of March. And here we are, we're on what, the 29th, 30th of March. So not even 2 weeks ago, and it's had over 4,000 views. And I've had like 400 and something subscribers. It's crazy. It's just insane in a really, really good way. It felt really good to have that pop of viewership and visibility, and people loved it. Not only did they love it, but they tried it. People made them, and that's what I want. I don't want to just be, you know, kind of the talking head over here, just sharing ideas, because you can, you know, pack your suitcase full of ideas, but if you never try them, they're not going to be beneficial. They're not going to be useful. They're just going to be sitting there as inspiration. But, you know, that only goes so far. So thank you to all of you who tried it. I was just so thrilled when people were responding and say, I tried it, it worked, it was beautiful. And so thank you so much for that. We also did, and again, we did part 1, 2, and 3. I'm looking at the calendar in order. We did 1, 2, and 3 of the envelope with a twist. We did Mixed Media 101 episode 4. I was going to push that into April, but that's when things got a little bit intense in my life, and I thought that I would have to push it into April because I wasn't going to have time. But I did end up publishing that one, and that was the one where I used the fiber paste from Golden and made like the skins. They're like a mixed media skin, and they're so cool. I have not had a chance to make any more, but I am fully intending to do that. And it was so sweet because, the other cool thing that happened in March is Marisa from Sweet Pea Curiosities came to my home, and she brought me a stash of stuff that I just did not even expect. But a bunch of her just off prints of her digitals that, you know, when a digital creator is creating them, they have to print them and print them and print them and print them to make sure that the color is what they want it to be and everything looks, the tones are right and all of that. So she had reached out to me a while ago and asked, since we figured out that we lived close by, that we would try to get together, or she wanted to send them to me, but then we just decided to get together. So she came here, and it was so cool. It was like one of those visits where you feel like you've known each other, that you've met before, and it was really cool. We had really free-flowing conversations, and we talked about so many things, and so it was really, really cool. So thank you, Marisa, for honoring me with a visit. If you're watching this, I was so blessed, and it's so nice to meet another junk journaler in person. You're the first. So that was pretty cool. So I said all that to say that she tried the fiber paste too, and she loved it, and hers turned out really, really good. So we also did a stuffed flip out signature ephemera holder. And so that was similar in some ways to the envelope, the signature envelope with secret journaling spot, in that it had the flap of the it had the flap to attach to the page, and then it had two sides of the flip, and I stuffed them full. They had pockets and they had belly bands, and they were another, I mean, people seem to be liking what content I'm putting out there, which makes me really happy, because again, I say this often, but I do it because I have to do this. I mean, it's part of my heart and soul. It's part of my world now. And so I think I would do it no matter if I was gaining in subscribers or any of that. I would still be doing it because it brings me joy. But it's just really, it's really cool that the channel is growing and more people are seeing the content and more people are inspired, therefore more people are creating. So that is the goal. So then on Wednesday the 27th, I did the Sweet and Fresh Spring booklets, and those were using some kits from French Cottage Shabby. That's Daisy Isaac over there. And so that was fun. I was creating them when I was kind of in a funk, so I had a little bit of difficulty, but I'm entering into a season in my life that's just historically difficult. So I do take care of myself. I know I've had a lot of people saying, just take care of yourself, and all that. And I do that. I feel like I have a pretty good balance. I sit with myself. I have quiet time. I come in here and create because it, we all do things that kind of fill up our bucket again. Our joy bucket, our energy bucket, all of that stuff. So being in the studio creating videos is what does that for me. But I do rest when I need to rest. I sleep when I need to sleep, especially now. I don't sleep well at night, so I do catch a nap after work from time to time, and so that's good. So I do take care of myself, so thank you for your concern. And then the other big thing was, that's it for March, but I recorded a video for Sunday's Art of Truth, which was supposed to publish tomorrow. I'm filming this on Saturday, the day before Easter. And it wasn't like a super Easter themed project, but it was, it did have my own personal Easter kind of message about what I believe and who Jesus is and what Easter means to me. But also I like to share transparently about, it's also a hard season for me for historical traumatic reasons. And so, but I had sat down and I did a video where I just did the intro where I talked in real time. I shared the products I was going to be using. I talked a little bit about the inspiration, which was a quote about hope by Emily Dickinson. I don't have it in front of me, otherwise I'd let you know what it said. But so it was 2 hours and 50 minutes of recording, because then I flipped to a voiceover, so I stopped talking and I just was in the zone. Like I was creating and I was working through my stuff, and I was taking in the truth about hope. Hope is the thing with feathers, and it's so as I move through that Sunday's Art of Truth project, I am able to receive healing for the deep places in me. But when I went to pull the video, I drag it out of photo booth onto my desktop and then pull it into my Movavi software to edit it, and the video was gone, like completely gone. And that was the third video I had lost, and I was devastated. Like that's the only word I can use to describe it. I was devastated, because my husband was so sweet, and I was crying, and he was so kind. And he said, well, can you recreate it? And I said, well, yeah, I mean, I can recreate anything, but I can't recreate it with the inspiration that I had at the moment. I can't redo the video and manufacture the movement, or manufacture what I was feeling, or manufacture my story, I couldn't do it. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just still write the blog, but without the video and the process, it felt empty to me. And so I decided I was just going to let that go this time, and I didn't do it. But I was all geared up to write about hope and what that means, and what it means for anyone, no matter what your belief system is. I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of God. Jesus is my best friend. My life, I owe my life and everything that I have, do, be, say, am to Him. But yet there's a lot of things that are complicated and complex in that as well. But I wanted to share that, and I want people to be able to listen to my videos and read my blog and know that no matter where you come from, no matter what your history, no matter what your story, no matter what your loss, no matter whether or not you believe in God, hope, everything that I believe also that everything that we need is inside of us. I just believe the source for that is God, but I believe that we can tell ourselves the truth, and we can pull truth from that. And part of truth for me is the hope that we have, that we don't have to live in despair. We don't have to live in a place of, kind of this impending stuff, especially with world events right now and the politics and everything that's going on. It can be hard to believe and hope and trust and all of that, and society has become, I think, very apathetic, and I don't want to ever be like that. I would rather feel deeply, excruciatingly, than and have my hope dashed because of circumstance, because we live in this world that is full of pain and full of trials and tribulations and all of that stuff. I would rather live in that place with hope than to just throw hope to the wind and not believe. And so that's kind of my message in a nutshell. But it was much more than that, because when I'm working through the piece on camera, even if I'm not talking, I'm processing it in myself. I talk about the layers of the piece and how that speaks to my story and our world and our lives, and how the people that come and go out of our lives are part of the layers that make up our experience. And so that was a lot of what I was talking about, but I lost it all. So let me get on. I'm already 22 minutes in. I haven't even talked about April. April. So in April, I'm going to finish the winter journal number 2, and I'm starting to work on a journal. Somebody has already reached out and asked, because I mentioned I was going to make a journal using the Rach and Bella Crafts and the Angela Kerr Designs collaboration kits, and I was going to make a journal. And so I only made that little envelope thing, the hidden pocket in the envelope, and somebody reached out. She's somebody I've known through social media and the channel for a while, and she said she wanted it, and I'm like, it's yours. Like, I'll start working on it. So once I get the winter journal done, I'll just have Yvonne's journal and then the spring journal. So I haven't decided what I'm going to call it, but I'm going to come up with something nifty and sweet. So. And then we'll probably launch into something else. I'll probably have 3 things going on at the same time. I like the variety of that. I like to not be working on the same stuff all the time. I like to spread it out. We'll continue with Mixed Media 101, Watercolor 101. Today, I forgot to mention the Watercolor 101 episode 3 went up, and was my first color palette challenge. I follow Denise Love, and I've been wanting to try her style of working with watercolor in a more abstract way. And so I did the first video, and it's like not even the caliber of hers. Like her work is incredible, but I had a blast. It was fun. I love how it turned out. I was a little bit tight in it. Like I wasn't sure like what I was doing or what I was trying to accomplish, but it was fun. And so I hope that my hope in creating that video was to give you a little bit more exposure to how watercolor, how the pigment and the water reacts to each other, and being able to show you that on a split page where we did 2 pieces that were taped off. You can kind of see what the flow is with the watercolor and what colors you can mix and what colors you can't. So I did follow the color palette that I chose pretty much, but I didn't introduce the orange. Oh, that's right, because my orange was all dried up. So the idea with that kind of style of watercolor is that you're working in layers just like mixed media, but you're working with watercolor, and then you can come in with stencils and acrylic paint and pens with mark making and all kinds of stuff like that. So we're going to definitely do more of that. That was a blast, and I think it will help a lot of people who maybe want to play with watercolor, but they don't necessarily want to do a watercolor painting or paint a flower or paint a house or whatever. So so that we're going to do a little bit of everything. So so I'm sorry, I had forgotten that was today. That I actually posted today. So what else in April? We'll continue. We'll do Crash Your Trash. I will do the drawing for today. I forgot to find a prompt. Oh, okay. I'll think of something off the top of my head. Prompt. What are your Easter traditions? What do you remember from when you were a child around the Easter holiday, and has any of that carried over into your adult life with your current family? What's your favorite thing about Easter? I would love to hear that. So that's the prompt. Just tell me a little bit about Easter in terms of your traditions and what it means to you. I would love to hear that. And I'll do that drawing. Today is Saturday I'll draw it. I do the drawing from the published date. So this video will go up on Monday the 1st. So on Monday the 8th, I'll do the drawing, and I'll put that in I'll put it in the comments on this video, but I'll pin it to the top. And I do apologize. Last week, I think I was 2 or 3 days late with that. It slipped my mind. So just be watching, and I'll try to put something out on the community page on YouTube and let you know when I've done that, so you guys can all go back there and take a look. So I'll draw 2 winners again, and it's been super fun to just send out stuff. I've been sending out a happy mail, but also sending out some of my napkins and some other little bits and pieces, because I have so many napkins. You buy a package and you might use 1 or 2, and then you've got a whole stack. So people will be getting napkins from me for forever and a day. So I'm trying to think. I'm going to slow down a second and think if there's anything else. The group. So we do have a Facebook group now. It's called I'm looking at my little note, B.Reborn Art Journal Inspiration Group. It's very small, not even 50 people. I'm not publicizing that. I mention it from time to time, but I'm not looking for this great following. I don't want a group that's got thousands and thousands of people, at least not right now. I have a hard time keeping up with my life as it is. So I'm enjoying the small size. I'm enjoying those who've come and joined. People are beginning to share their creations on there, which is a blast. I love, love, love that we have a place that you guys can create, share whatever you're working on, but also to share based on the tutorials that you're watching on the channel. It's really beautiful to see. So thank you guys for that. But that's B.Reborn Journal Inspiration Group on Facebook. And so, we're going to be coming up on 5,000 subscribers before you know it. We hit 4,000 at midnight between the last day of 2023 and the first day of 2024. So New Year's Eve. And so that's 1,000 subscribers in 3 months. I'm blown away. So I'll be coming up with something that we're going to do there. I'm also hoping in April I can start a challenge or something. So it's not going to be like a weekly challenge. It'll be like something for a month. So like, let's say we're going to do a tag challenge. Okay, so just use this hashtag and I'll create a hashtag, and you just create one tag or however many tags you want to make. And you know, there's not at this point going to be prizes involved in or anything like that. Just kind of a prompt for people to know, you know, to focus on something to create. But you guys can throw your ideas at me, like what would you like to see in terms of a challenge? Is that something you're interested in or not? I don't want to put more on anybody's plate, including my own. So I don't have any more. My plate is not big enough. So that is it, guys. I thank you so much, all of you, for your deep interactions with me. You guys are just incredible. I love engaging with you in the comments. As I said, I try as much as I can to respond to every comment, and I like to respond with substance. I can't always do that, but I do it as much as I possibly can, while the channel is of size that I can actually do that. So I'm grateful for this time and this season that I can do that. And so continue to be who you are, and I'll continue to be who I am, and we'll continue to create and make the world a better place with art. Okay? I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.